Picking up our drop zone now. Keep your eye to the skies as our jumpers are just a few moments away from their leap of faith. Ladies and gentlemen, it appears to me that they might have come through on just a dry run for that pass. One of the regulations is that we cannot jump through the clouds. They have to remain clear of the cloud deck. And of course, safety number one priority. We're going to check in real quick and see what the plan is as our HC-130 comes back around. Now, during this high-altitude environment that I mentioned often takes place in excess of sometimes 30,000 feet, jumpers often withstand minutes of freefall time and terminal velocity before deploying their chutes, depending on their departure altitude. And as they make their way down, they must maintain altitude awareness, situational awareness, to make their way into the target area. Directly behind the aeroshell, I should say actually the F-16 Fighting Falcons of the demo team at Show Center, you can see a bit of a little feather out there of the Black Daggers. And out there is a giant X. It's actually not too big. It's about 10 feet by 10 feet. In the middle of that X, nothing marks the spot. Often, these special demonstrators, with the precision they have, will jump in, and often if the wind conditions are right, put their tip toes directly at the center of that X. That is the type of precision that our special operators of the U.S. Army have and continue to maintain to keep America safe each and every day. Ladies from the air boss, because of that cloud conditions, they're going to come around and get fast. Once again for another run. The U.S. Army Special Operations Command is in charge of all Army active duty and reserve operations and has the professional oversight to the Army National Guard Special Operations Forces. USASOC is comprised of 6 subordinate commands to include the Special Operations Command, the 75th Ranger Regiment, the 160th Special Operations Regiment, the Civil Affairs and Psychological Operations Command, the Special Operations Support Command, and the John F. Kennedy Warfare Center. As I mentioned to you earlier, normal high home today, the HC-130J. Designed off one of the most popular cargo aircraft in military history, the Lockheed C-130 Hercules. The HC-130J advances on the new Super Hercules platform to provide for longer range, higher efficiency, and the ability to take off and land from short or unapproved airstrips.
Really hard.
This is a highly modified KC-130J. It is designed to conduct personnel recovery missions, provide a platform for command and control, and it also can carry supplemental fuel for extended range or to perform the air-to-air refueling mission. As I mentioned to you, the crew and airmen and units of the 355th Wing at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base remain at the ready to deploy at any time. Inbound once again, ladies and gentlemen, on their hot run at an altitude of some 3,000 feet above the ground. Keep your eyes to the skies. Welcome back in the HC-130J Combat King 2 and your United States Army Black Daggers. Jumpers away, ladies and gentlemen, in free fall, 120 miles an hour. At a predetermined altitude, throw a small leather ball on their left hip and deploy the high-flying black and red cannons of the U.S. Army Special Operations Command, the Black Daggers. Approaching high and above, sequencing themselves to land, much like how you would see airplanes sequence themselves in the traffic pattern at a busy airport. To fly these canopies, ladies and gentlemen, is relatively simple. To turn left, the jumper pulls down on the left steering line. To turn right, the jumper pulls down on the right steering line. And as he or she nears the ground, they will pull down on both steering lines simultaneously for the slowest and safest possible landing. Performing for us this weekend, Sergeant First Class Sean O'Toole, Staff Sergeant Jeremy Keaton, Staff Sergeant Ashley Stahl, Sergeant First Class Jeff Menda, Sergeant First Class Isaac Rodoff, and Sergeant First Class James Brown. Now, as they pass through around 1,500 feet above the ground, it is very quiet up there. In fact, jumpers can sometimes talk to each other, much like how you and I can have a conversation. On top of that, ladies and gentlemen, the ground is a great reflector of sound. Let's make some noise as we bring in the Black Daggers and get them in right on target. Stand-up landing, ladies and gentlemen, as our Black Daggers make their way in. As the remainder of our our jumpers make their way down. This completes today's free fall parachute jump by the Black Daggers. And on behalf of the United States Army Special Operations Command, we would like to thank you for being such a warm and receptive airborne audience and allowing the Army to demonstrate to you the skill and passion used by our Special Operations soldiers. In closing, may you leave with this final thought. The men and women of your United States Special Operations Command remains diligent and on point for the nation.